On December 18, 2024, actress Zhao Lusi collapsed, sparking widespread concern and trending online as fans and media reflected on her challenges. Here's a brief look at how she has suffered in the entertainment industry. In April 2019, Zhao Lusi's journey in the entertainment industry took a dark turn when she faced severe abuse from one of her superiors at a major entertainment agency. Her friend, Song Nanxi, narrated what transpired. In April 2019, during a break in her schedule, Lusi was in Beijing auditioning for roles. At the time, she didn't have a place to stay, so she stayed at my house. During the day, we were both busy with our own work and only occasionally ate and chatted together. But one night I came home, turned on the light, and found her curled up in the living room in the dark. I asked her what was wrong and she said, "I don't know why they hit me. I'm really scared." I was shocked. She told me about someone who had dragged her into the bathroom and berated her for 2 hours, saying things like how useless she was, why she couldn't land a role, and how she should reflect on why she hadn't been cast as a lead actress before. They criticized her weight and said she wasn't as good as others, just constantly putting her down. This went on until 2 a.m. Finally, because Lusi stayed silent, that person slammed the door and left. Lusi, feeling aggrieved, grabbed her bag and opened the door to leave. It was drizzling outside. That person chased after her, seemingly trying to grab her. We're not sure whether they intended to slap her or pull her hair and missed, but in any case, she was hit. She was terrified. Over the years, we've talked about this incident many times, and I've always felt guilty for not realizing how much it had been weighing on her. Both she and I thought that openly discussing what happened meant she had moved on. Lusi has been doing better and better, so we assumed she wasn't dwelling on it anymore. But when I found out she still wakes up in terror from nightmares about it, I realized that this issue was far from resolved. At the time, I asked her when it happened, and she said it was the night before. She had only gotten home to sleep at 5 a.m., after a dispute around 4 a.m. Since I had left early in the morning, I didn't find out about it until I came home that evening. Back then, we were both so young and knew that even if we reported it to the police, we'd need evidence. We were also worried that without evidence, justice might not be served. So Lusi and I went together to look for surveillance footage. I asked her if she had told her family. She said she didn't want to. She didn't want to burn bridges because her contract hadn't expired yet, and she feared involving her parents would lead to them having to pay compensation, which would make her feel guilty. For the next few days, she hardly slept. The next day, Lusi was summoned to the company. With just a simple "I'm sorry, I was drunk," it was brushed aside. Later, we found out that the first thing this person did in the morning was call Lusi's mom, saying how disobedient Lusi was. They were clearly planting a seed, trying to make sure that no matter what happened, her mom would understand and believe that whatever they did was for her own good. This person never once apologized to Lusi. Not a single word of remorse. I will never forget her face, a face that was always so full of smiles. That night, it turned into a face of helplessness and fear, with tears streaming down uncontrollably. The incident left Lusi traumatized, struggling with nightmares and withdrawing from those around her. I thought she had moved on, but the scars run deep, Song concluded. Even after the 2019 bullying incident, Lusi showed no sign of her pain, silently enduring so others wouldn't worry. In the following months, the physical and mental effects of the abuse began to take a more severe toll on Lusi. I started feeling this intense anxiety that I couldn't shake off. I would wake up in the middle of the night, drenched in sweat, my heart pounding. But I thought, it's just stress. It'll pass. But it didn't. Her sleep was constantly interrupted, and she developed severe digestive problems. In 2021, Lusi's health took a turn for the worse. I started feeling these strange sensations in my body. It was like something was crawling under my skin, she recalled. It was constant and painful, but I didn't tell anyone. I thought I was just being dramatic. Along with these odd sensations, she experienced body aches, fatigue, sharp, needle-like pains, and worsening allergies. Despite medication and injections, nothing improved. Eventually, she turned to a psychologist for help managing her anxiety. By mid-2021, Lusi was burning out. Despite the growing physical symptoms, she kept pushing herself to work, terrified of what might happen to her career if she stopped. In 2023, Lusi faced a series of health challenges, including pneumonia, emphysema, pityriasis rosea, hives, night sweats, sudden awakenings, and nerve deafness. On top of that, she lost a loved one and had several family members diagnosed with cancer, all in a short span of time. Despite these overwhelming events, Lucy continued to push herself. "I was so sick, but I kept going. I didn't even think about taking a break," she confessed. "I had to film." Her body was reaching its breaking point, but the pressure to keep working didn't stop. Her agency, indifferent to her well-being, continued to demand results, showing no concern for her health. "They didn't care that I was sick. They just wanted results." By late 2024, Zhao Lusi's body and mind were pushed to their limits. She began experiencing severe physical symptoms like frequent dry heaving, dizziness, joint pain, and worsening allergies, which she initially thought were just side effects of her allergy medication. But things worsened during the filming of Almost Lover, a drama that was both physically and emotionally demanding. Lucy became noticeably thinner and fatigued, struggling to eat or sleep, her body clearly deteriorating. "She just looked so drained," said a crew member. "You could tell she was in pain, but she kept working." On December 18, 2024, while on set, Lucy collapsed from exhaustion and aphasia, a condition that temporarily impaired her ability to speak. She was rushed to the hospital, where her condition was deemed critical. Fans flooded social media with messages of concern, but her agency remained silent, offering no details about her hospitalization. The speculation online only grew as the public eagerly awaited updates. It was only after a picture of her in a wheelchair leaked that the agency decided to issue a brief statement. "Zhao Lusi is undergoing medical treatment and will take some time off to recover. We appreciate everyone's concern and ask for privacy during this time." By releasing such a vague and late response, they allowed speculation to grow, failing to protect Zhao Lusi's privacy and well-being. The Almost Lover production team and director Deng Ku quietly concluded filming and never addressed the situation. On January 1, 2025, Lucy shared an open letter with her fans, reflecting on her struggles and revealing her journey to recovery. "This is my first and last response to everything that has happened recently. I sincerely apologize for taking up public attention. Before all this, I never allowed my illness to affect my work or those around me. I also acknowledge my own shortcomings. I've always thought of myself as patient, but over the past half-month I've realized that deep down I'm not as magnanimous as I believed. So I do hold some responsibility for the situation. My profession has given me more help and support than I could have imagined. I'm deeply grateful and fortunate, which allows me to understand all the misunderstandings I've faced. I fully support the idea that anyone can choose the career they aspire to at any time. You always have the right to leave the hardships and exhaustion of your current situation. You can stop whenever you want, you are free and you can be brave. At the same time, I understand that everyone has experienced grievances and injustices. I've heard too many horrifying stories. If someone, without receiving any support, is silenced while their abuser grows bolder, regardless of profession, age, or gender, I believe that is wrong. It's absurd to force someone to reopen old wounds to prove they're not overthinking, not too weak, or not unsatisfied. No one but a doctor has the right to assess the severity of someone's trauma or determine whether it qualifies as an illness. When I was a child, I was often labeled as useless and a pretty face. During after-school tutoring, a teacher once hit me in their dorm. I believed it was justified because I wasn't performing well academically and didn't dare to speak up, thinking, I must be the problem. As I grew up, I was hit again after failing an acting audition. I thought it was my fault for not succeeding, so I stayed silent and only wanted to escape. I was used to handling everything on my own and never sought help. Later, after my work started getting recognition, I finally gained the confidence to say goodbye to that chapter of my life. In the end, she demanded a large termination of contract fee before finally stopping her cycles of crying, making scenes, and threatening self-harm. Even then, she spread endless slander and rumors about me, both inside and outside the industry. Countless people reached out to gossip after hearing these stories. Every incident deepened my pain and the harm hasn't stopped. I understand very well that I can't have everything I want, nor can I demand perfection from my friends, family, or company. They haven't hurt me and have done their best to protect me. That's more than enough. I've never publicly mentioned my illness before because I didn't want it to be labeled as a publicity stunt. However, given the current circumstances, I hope this can raise awareness. Feeling depressed can be an emotion, but depression as an illness is a medical condition. It cannot be resolved by simply thinking positively or talking it out. She also shared her diagnosis of dissociative conversion disorder with anxiety, a condition where emotional stress manifests as physical symptoms. To anyone struggling, your health and happiness matter. It's okay to put yourself first. I'm on the path to healing, and I hope my story inspires others to seek help too. While Lucy didn't name her abuser, reports revealed it was her ex-manager, Su Irao. Living under Su's control, Lucy was forced into projects she didn't want, including Please Feel at Ease, Mr. Ling. Even after Lucy ended their professional relationship, Su continued to harm her, spreading slander and false rumors while framing herself as a victim. These incidents highlight the toxic environment Lucy endured early in her career. Zhao Lusi's courage in sharing her story sheds light on the importance of mental health and how the entertainment industry can be unforgiving, especially for young actresses.